evening, and we are congregated in Seminole, Oklahoma, and we're listening to some beautiful Southern gospel singing that is held each year here in Seminole. I have gathered here with me a very dear friend, Tom Bush, who works with the gospel station, the station that has been such a friend to spreading the word ministry. And I'm going to ask Tom a question or two, and I think maybe that his insight into the ministry will be helpful to those who are blessed tonight. Tom, primarily, what is your work with the ministry?
Well, my title is Director of Development. That means you get to carry out the trials and do a few other things. But basically, what I do is try to work with our sponsors, like businesses and churches and individuals who sponsor the station, to keep the revenue stream coming in so that we can afford to do what we do. It's a rather expensive proposition to operate radio stations. I focus on that. When we go to put a new station on the air, all times I'll go out and find a transmitter site for the station so we know where to put it. And in addition to that, I come up here and do interviews like you're doing an interview for our station so that we can put it on our upcoming new gospel station on TV.
Tom, there are so many questions that comes to my mind. In fact, I was scolded a great deal when I was a child. My mother would say, "You ask too many questions."
There are not too many questions.
The towers that we see around the country, is that what you seek for? In other words, if you have an area that you want to cover that you're not covering, do you rent space on these towers, or how does that work?
Often we do, and if we can rent space, we like to do that. They're very expensive to build. So where we can rent space, we do. What actually happens, Buck, is the engineering studies are done and determine exactly where a station can be placed. And then right at the center of that is where the tower is going to be. Now, we can move that just a little bit. So if there's a tower we can rent there, we will. If not, then we'll have to build it.
And where do you, or what qualifications do you have to get the license for the station? And who do you get them?
Okay, the license is issued by the Federal Communications Commission.
Okay.
It's a federal entity, and radio station license is kind of like ocean fronts. Not going to be too many more of them. Now, they've issued some low frequency license recently, but licenses are sort of hard to get. And with as many stations as there are today, you have to do quite an extensive engineering study to determine what area you can put a station in. Those often cost a lot of money. Once we do that, to get the study done, then we have to fill out all the paperwork and file it with the Federal Communications Commission.
And can you purchase the rights that one already has with a license?
Yes, absolutely. And we do that from time to time. In fact, our station in Watonga, Oklahoma, which you're on, we bought that with an individual up there. The station in Macon and Granite and Altus, we built that station. Bartlesville, Oklahoma, bought that station. 88.3 down in the Tishomingo, Texoma area, we bought that. So yes, we can go to companies and buy existing stations and change the format. In other words, it might be a country station, it might be a rock station. We can change it to a gospel.
I understand. You told me the other day that the gospel station now broadcasts over 21 stations.
That's correct.
Do you have license for others? Should you be able to?
Yes, we've sold it, but we have probably, I don't know what the exact number was, but probably in the neighborhood of a dozen or more right now that we could build if we had the resources to do it. And for example, in North Carolina, we have a CPO there for 100,000 radio station that we could build if we have the resources to do it. We have them in various other areas like Louisville, Mississippi, the one that would cover most of Jackson and throughout that area we can build. But it's expensive, and we just can't jump out and build them because once you build it, you got to operate it. And you got the operating expense, you got to calculate in the electrical bills, the insurance, the ASCAP, CSAC, BMI, all of those fees and so forth, along with many others. Very expensive, so it's not just getting it built, but it's operating it too.
In a time past, you told me something about the cost for the power to operate the stations. With the 21 stations that you have now, over which you broadcast, about what is the monthly cost?
Well, the stations all vary depending on the power of the station. A 25,000 watt station like the one in Wichita Falls, Texas, power bill is on over $1,500 a month. One like Watonga or Ada, Oklahoma, and so forth, it could be in the neighborhood of $600 or $700 a month. But I would say you could probably average it about $1,000.
So there's quite a cost.
Quite a cost right there. And insurance is quite expensive, Buck, because the towers can be blown over, ice can knock them over, things can happen to the towers, and when they do, the equipment can be damaged and what have you. So the insurance bill and all of that is expensive. It's all a ministry, and we understand that, and we don't worry and fret about the cost, and we don't feel badly about it, but we just know that we have to cover that.
Well, listen, Tom, it's so good to visit with you, and I think, as I mentioned a moment ago, I probably could take a greater part of the evening asking questions. But much of what you have said, I think, will give people a better understanding about the wonderful work that is done by the gospel station. And allow me to say personally to you, we're so grateful to you for what you do for spreading the word ministry. It is a blessing and a help to us indeed.
You're probably more a blessing to us. Let me just say that spreading the word ministries putting the 2-minute devotionals on has been a phenomenal thing for us because we get a lot of positive feedback and the messages are pure and true, and so that's a plus for us. And in addition to that, just you and your family, Mark, Debbie, the whole family, y'all help us a lot. I know even sometimes you tithe to us with some of your things that you do. We really appreciate the concerts that you guys put on because we want to see gospel music reach further, and you're helping do that with your concerts.
Well, I hope so. God bless you, Tom. Thank you so much.